Peace, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about how the government implemented our ancient Egyptian science and our ancient command technology and worships and ancient studies into the government system and how they mimicked it in such a way, in such an evil way. Today we're going to get into it. Check it out.
And I don't really need nobody, yeah. I can't really see nobody, yeah. And I don't really need nobody.
Peace to all my gods and goddesses. It's Will here with another episode of Reasonable Sessions. We got some deep knowledge I want to touch on with y'all today. And just to give y'all some points of references of how evil these fucking people really are and how deep rooted this shit really is and how I'm gonna really expose all this shit. But not just me, but giving y'all some reference points that really expose all this shit, y'all. This shit gets crazy how these fucking government took ancient command science and ancient Egyptian science, even if you would call it Atlantean science or where the fuck they got it from. They got it from us. They took in this shit and how they implemented it to the fucking American government, bro. Like, fucking Washington Monument with the obelisk and the fucking building across. It's supposed to be, the building across is supposed to be the room, and the obelisk is supposed to be the phallus for the energy to come through so they can store more energy to help keep America stable in that bay. This shit was getting real deep. I'm gonna show y'all a couple videos and a couple clips to give you a reference point to know what the fuck I'm talking about and to show you how deep this shit really is. Cause like I said, they took all of our shit and implemented it to the point we don't even know how they implemented. They got us worshiping and we don't even know that they were worshiping. They made these deals with these fallen gods or the ones that sold us out, whatever the fuck y'all like to call them. They made these deals with them and they told us that they told them to implement this shit just like that so they can impact us and keep us under control, but we don't even understand this shit no more, so we don't understand that we're under control. But let me show y'all this video clip real quick.
From that day forward, the pharaoh would be considered to be, just as the God ciphered on the Great Seal of the United States will be, the son and spiritual incarnation of the supreme deity. The all-seeing eye of Horus, Apollo, Osiris, above the unfinished pyramid on the Great Seal represents that event. Now, at the inauguration of every American president, across town at the House of the Temple, the modern Egyptian magicians, the Freemasons, Scottish Rite, 33rd degree, are conducting the raising of Osiris ceremony to call the seat of Osiris Apollo from the underworld through the Washington Monument obelisk, where it magically emits into the U.S. Capitol dome while America's new leader is standing there accepting his role as the living representative of Osiris. This is done in anticipation of the day when events are going to surpass parity, and the beast that was and is not shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition, the Greek word Apollo. And they that dwell on earth shall wonder whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not, and yet is. Revelation 17:8. For a few adepts of history and secret orders, this DC ritual is deliciously staged, as even the term inaugurate is from the Latin inauguratio, and it refers to the archaic ceremony by which the Roman augurs or soothsayers would approve a king or a ruler through omens as being sanctioned by the god Jupiter, the same entities whose prophecies on the Great Seal herald his upcoming challenge to Yahweh Jehovah for heavenly supremacy, while his son Apollo Osiris seizes authority over the world in a final pagan golden age. As pointed out in my new book, Zeitgeist 2025, the dome where U.S. presidents stand during their inauguration and where they lie in state for their spirit to rise into the apotheosis overhead to join George Washington in the kingdom of Osiris at death alone is an unparalleled magical construct that openly hides the most formidable ancient supernaturalism meant for regeneration of Apollo Osiris. In fact, I would go so far as to say it is a satanic antichristism of the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ that I believe is going to play a role in the healing of Antichrist after he experiences a deadly head wound in Revelation 13:3. Note that the 1865 apotheosis of Washington, painted by Greek-Italian artist Costantino Brumidi, is visible through the oculus of the dome in the rotunda, and it bears anything but Christian symbols. It's filled with Greco-Roman gods to whom Thomas Jefferson dedicated the United States. The very term apotheosis means to become a god, or revived eternal being. Now, in this depiction, Washington is becoming Osiris of the afterlife. The gods in the painting surrounding Washington are depicting helping the founders establish a more perfect union, as in the New Atlantis scheme that I go into the details of in Zeitgeist 2025. Directly beneath the apotheosis are 72 pentagrams, forming a sorcerous gateway used by secret society members and occultists to bind and loose the 72 fallen angels that reside over the heathen nations. You can learn more about that in Psalms 82, Deuteronomy 32, and so on. Within and without Masonry as to the relevance of the number 72, and the alchemy related to it. For instance, in Kabbalah, Freemasonry, and Jewish apocalyptic writings, the number 72 equals the total of wings that Enoch received when he's transformed into the powerful angel Metatron. You could see 3 Enoch 9:2 for more on that. And this plays an important role for the Brotherhood, as Metatron was also known as the angel in the whirlwind, who was enabled as the guiding spirit over America during George W. Bush's administration for the purpose of directing the future and fate of the United States, as was also prayed by Congressman Major R. Owens of New York before the House of Representatives on Wednesday, February 28, 2001.
So after viewing that and getting his little bit of insight, because like I said, he can word it a little bit better and how to put it in, but these niggas took the old Egyptian ways and they made presidents now. Your president is just another fucking higher up pharaoh, misguided motherfucker that's been in control by these pawns of these higher deities that's been around since this fall happened, and they keeping this shit in order. So with saying that, the energies that they're pulling from this shit and that they know all this shit is coming from, that's why they appoint these presidents and make these deals with these higher up entities. And with the George Washington shit, I'm gonna have to show y'all that part too. But with the George Washington shit, how they know how to deify themselves to become images of gods or get the closest to godhood. Because you can start off as a man, right? I like to always say this: you can be a peasant, you can become a king the next day, and you become a god the day after that. Or it could be the other way around: a god could become the peasant. Watch American Gods. That gives you the detail right there on how that shit works. But that goes into what I'm saying. So they know the process of deifying themselves through these certain acts, through these certain positions throughout history. Like George Washington deified himself. He's a deity now, no matter if we want to say it or not. People still talking about this man till today. So obviously, you know what I mean, still deified. It don't matter good or not, good or bad, but he deified himself so them ancient gods that they made deals with, them evil gods, could accept him in, so he could be one of them looking down and help keep the shit in control. Like he just said, they made deals with Metatron and shit like that. But in that, like I said, go watch American Gods again, because they show you how a god can be metamorphed and be pawned through being metamorphed through this process. So like he just said, they metamorphed him from Metatron and turned him into, I forgot the name, but through these seals and shit like that. So his new job would be to watch over America. In a sense, he forgot his old fucking job. And like I said, if you see my story the other day, I was saying basically they deals is up with these motherfuckers. Like Metatron and looked around like, hey bro, deal up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, like y'all done had y'all 1,000 years. I'm not y'all slave either. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, it's turning into this, bro. It's a big mesh of crazy shit. And they using all these sites, these big monument sites that you can go to in America. That's a part of their powering and shit like that. That's how they power it and shit like that. They want you to go to these rallies, these Trump rallies, or these Biden rallies, so he can get his monumental fucking power from y'all praising them, just like these rappers and these entertainers do. There's another world to the surface level world. There's a surface world, there's a world happening right under it. So when you go to this concert, You think it's all fun while who listen to music, but to the whole person doing the concert, they like, yeah, I want to get some energy. They finna listen to these beats. They finna give me all they shit. And we not just talking about rappers. We talking about these politicians. We talking about these comedians. A lot of these niggas is doing it and they in on this shit at different levels type shit. But I wanted to show y'all that so I can bring y'all to awareness that this shit gets deep. And if y'all want a link to that whole video, I can send y'all that link to the whole video. Cause bro broke down everything. How they took shit from the Apache. How they fucking took information and just kept acquiring it but renamed it. They renamed it and did it in such a way that we been so dumbed down that we wouldn't even recognize that they doing it that way no more. Because we don't see O'Reilly as a praise to give him his godly power to make him a god in this situation. We don't see that. We see it as a rally. They changed these words. That's a point they made English for too, because they know English will fuck with our head and not pay attention to what really going on, because they calling something else something else. Like it's one thing, but another thing really happening. And that's why I say it's a surface level world to this level. I mean, it's a surface world to this world. I'm sorry. And this shit getting like deep and crazy. And like I said, y'all feel it too. It's a dimensional shift. Shit is happening. Energies are rising. Shit like that. These deals that these niggas have made are breaking, bro. That's why the Matrix is breaking. Them niggas, like I just said, them niggas is doing the same thing. Them gods and shit like that. They're like, bro, I don't want. We ain't dealing with you no more. Or the aliens or whatever the fuck you want to call them. They packs is breaking. That's why you see them talking about this Ukraine war. That's why you see them talking about inflation. That's why you see them talking about climate change. They trying to scare us just as much as they're fucking scared of losing their control over all this shit. And that's why they could put it in your face. Because they are at World War III. But it's with these entities and this galactic confederation, these higher beings and different beings and shit like that. It's not with us. It is with us too. Don't get me wrong. It's with us too, y'all. But they know who else they fighting against too. And they know they scared of all this spiritual shit, y'all. Like, they scared of that shit because they know we going to start drawing in more of those spirits or ancestors or Orishas into this plane to help fight. Because all they need, like I was saying a couple videos ago, it's all about our raising consciousness. They up there, they're multi-dimensional beings, y'all. So they need our emotions, our feelings to pinpoint us. Because love is like one of the strongest things. You can feel that through any dimension. You still love the one that passed, one of your loved ones that passed away, type shit. And they can still feel that same way as you can still feel the love for you can still feel their love for you. So basically, it's like that. They need that energy to pinpoint exactly where we at. Because we call these beings multi-dimensional beings, bro. So how they view shit, they cycling through so much information, so many timelines. They need us to raise in our consciousness so it could be like through the cycle, we can pinpoint. So they be like, okay, they right there. This is where these motherfuckers is at doing this shit. Because like I said, they call it the Matrix for a reason, bro. This galactic confederation, these higher beings or our ancestors, they got swindled too by these other gods and these lower gods and shit too that sided with these motherfuckers. And this shit is coming to light now. Motherfuckers finna start atoning for this shit. Shit about to get real out here, y'all. And the next year, the next couple months, y'all about to see all this shit. And like I said, I keep recording videos of that star in the sky because I want y'all to see that. Like, these niggas are coming. If we want to call it Nibiru, if we want to call them the Anunnaki, you call it what the fuck ever. Niggas is coming to handle business, bro. And like, these motherfuckers gonna try to fuck up our heads to help fight them. And they really trying to fucking break the spell of us being under a fucking Matrix. So last thing, like I said, we on the clock, y'all. The time is ticking. What you gonna use, what you gonna learn and acquire to really help yourself and save yourself when shit really hit the fan, like they saying. Because everybody on this motherfucker joking, acting like this all the joke, he. When they on the news, they gonna come out and be like, yeah, we sacrificing motherfuckers. We doing ancient Egyptian rituals. We doing all that. And aliens coming. What you gonna do? You gonna be like, haha, well, I'm gonna get on live and talk about it. No, it ain't gonna be no live. The internet gonna be cut off. We talking about the internet gonna be cut off. So people ain't even preparing for that, like basic skills and shit like that. So it's like, we need to start getting in more preparation and understanding how these things are working type shit. Because they are doing this shit. And like I said, they have to tell us the truth. And the point is of them, they trying to dump us down so much to where they can put the truth right in front of our face, but our dumbasses won't realize it. And I'm speaking for myself too, because a lot of that shit he said in that video, I ain't fucking know that shit. Like I said, I had an idea. I just didn't know they implemented it in them such ways and them such processes and shit like that. It's like I'm not fully aware yet. I'm not fully tapped in. So this some shit that need to be discussed because they are gonna cover the news and say this shit for real one day, y'all. They letting it come out on like YouTube and these channels for a reason. So you could be like, hey, the information was there. You didn't look at it. You didn't take none of this shit in. All right, we finna keep fucking y'all asses over and stealing y'all energies. The ones who don't want to learn. It's a sinking ship. They trying to take whoever the fuck they can take with them, bro. Through misinformation, through lying, through situationals and all that. So we have to go within ourselves and use our discernment and use like, you know what I mean? Start tapping in and be like, okay, we need to start building these objects, how we say these energy objects, how we know how to build with our crystals. We need to get together. We need to say, fuck they system. We need to take back our own shit. We need to learn this little shit that we just learned in that, you know what I mean, the little clips that we just watched. And like I said, you can ask me if you want the full link to watch that whole video. But then take back and learn that type of shit, bro. Because these motherfuckers ain't playing. So we don't need to be playing. And it's a lot of just talking about it. Let's just talk about it. Like, yeah, it's cool to spread the information. But then, like, what you gonna do when you learn this information? You gotta apply it. Like I said, we up here talking about that lights go cut off. We talk about the interview he go pull up. But I don't see preparing for that day. Y'all just talking about that day. And I caught myself up too, because I was just talking about that day too. And I looked myself in the mirror, I was just like, motherfucker, I ain't preparing for this day. I ain't got no seeds. I ain't got no gear. I ain't got no weapons. The fuck? The fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to grow. I don't know how to start no fire if I get stuck in the woods. Nigga, I'm finna learn all this shit with the little time while we still got this little box working. Learn this shit while you got this box working. Because the higher is putting it out so you can at least have an understanding of thy enemy. They showing you how they moving. They showing you what they doing. And we can't entertain that fuck shit no more. We have to fully like let them niggas know like, hey, we willing to go at it with y'all. And I ain't promoting going to the street just immediately right now and burn some shit down. I ain't saying that, but we need to get strategic. We need to start learning. We need to get sciencey. We need to get building shit. We need to start coming together and really putting our differences aside so we can fucking save ourselves and won't all fucking die. That's what we need to do, y'all. And we just got to do it. It's not hard, but you just have to look at yourself like, okay, we all got our differences, but fuck, we need to come together and fucking stop this shit. Stop playing with it. Stop playing along with it. Let's not play along with it. Let's go in here and stop this shit. Let's show these niggas we ain't playing with their asses, bro. Cause like I said, we doing a lot of talking about it, but we ain't showing them. And I'm telling you, everybody got their own little way. You know what I mean? They can stop paying it. Stop playing into this shit. One person may say, fuck it, I'm not going to work no more. Somebody else may say, fuck it, I'm not paying taxes. One person may say, fuck it, I'm not paying this car note. And one person may say, fuck it, I'm not signing these documents. Like, each person, if we all just do our little thing and doing it all in the mass, choosing which one you want to do, this one's our fucking it. We already kind of doing it. But if we do it as a collective, we gonna fuck their ass up. Pick what you want to choose not to do today. Let's do that. Let's have a holiday for our melanated guys and goddesses where we choose a day where we just not gonna pay shit. And if all of us do that, we gonna put a dent in their shit. We gonna hurt their ass. Bet you they gonna do what we want them to do, at least for now, the time being. Or they might go to extreme measures and try to kill us all. I'm being real, bro. I'm real as fuck. So y'all know I'm a realist, bro. I'm a scientist and a realist. I'm gonna put all the ultimatums of shit that can happen out there. So we have to know that we're in a war when we're going into this and we're talking about this information and we posting this shit on the internet. You don't think they looking at every one of us? You don't think they tallying up what the fuck they got to do? How many woke niggas walking around here? How high the energies is? Who them people coming in from up there? Are we really learning these old ways again? Fuck. You don't think they implementing shit slowly but surely? And I'm just saying, I'm not trying to fearmonger. I don't want to make you scared. I'm not trying to terrify you. But we gotta be real here. They want to cut these lights off. They want to do the fucking martial law shit. Motherfuckers is gonna come from the sky. These lizard people is gonna start showing themselves. They always showing the shit they like to do now with taking the little kids and all that shit with Disney and all that shit. If y'all ain't know, Disney, over 100 Disney workers got caught up in sex trafficking. Disney said over 61% of their content is gonna change to gay and trans friendly, allowing kissing, allowing trans and gay people to be on there, allowing them to kiss and hug and all that shit. And then because they did that, over I think like 20,000, like 10,000 workers walked out and protested Disney. So like Disney is going through the shit ring right now. Cause some of y'all don't know about this Disney shit, so I'm just giving y'all a little update. You know what I mean, within this video. Cause it's playing into that too. Cause they said they came out on the news and said they cloned all them child stars. They cloning them niggas. And they cloning some new ones. And what you think they ain't taking kids? Them sex trafficking ring ain't under Disney in that lab where they cloning the stars? They taking the kids, taking them into that lab, cloning them, doing they little crazy shit that they doing, taking the adrenal clone, all that crazy shit. They doing all that. That's why Disneyland's a hub. They want the kids to come there. You don't think that's the best, smartest shit to do? Let me make a place where the kids think they can come have fun at, where I can scoop their ass up and take them down there. If I can kill them and eat their ass. It's a simple but very effective plan, y'all. Look at it with your first eye. Look at it with your first eye, man. Cause I'm trying to put y'all on game. Cause some people didn't. Some of that Disney shit went over a lot of people's heads. So I want to implement it in this. Cause it plays in that too. They taking them kids down there and doing their rituals, they negative shit that they learned from these evil gods and shit like that. And taking their blood and doing these sacrifices and giving their rituals to keep America going and shit like that, or to keep their energy cycles going, or their presidencies and all that shit, or they certain CEO positions and shit like that. Doing all that shit, bro. They doing all that's how they built this shit. You don't think how you think they built the government? Who you think they mirrored it from? The key word I said mirrored it. They ain't copy it perfectly. This is some it's some low level. They playing more on the negative shit, that shit that they know how to play with. They don't know how to play with the higher. Cause we'll be made way more of an advanced society if they knew the higher shit. They got a little bit of higher shit they don't show us, but they really don't know all that shit, bro. But family, I just want to put this knowledge out there. I just want to put this little video together so you can see how these people really working. So you can watch this TV. When you do, I know a lot of us don't watch news and actually pay attention to this shit. I'm saying when you do see it, you know what eye that come with now, or like how to look at this shit. Like, cause like I said, when I watch news, I'm looking at it so different now. I gotta watch it when I'm at work and shit. I'm like, hey, this shit's so different now. I see it so different what the fuck y'all niggas is doing. So different. They said the Ukrainians and Russia is fighting in the sky now. They said they fighting in space, y'all. Why the fuck, if y'all right next to each other, do y'all need to take it to space? No, nigga. If y'all, we all smarter than that, y'all. It's something else they got to deal with in space. And like I said, you can go outside and look at that motherfucking star in the sky that's getting closer. It's not a star, it's a cluster of stars that's changing in and out of shapes and changing into triangles and circles and shit. You can go out there and look at it. Just record it with your phone and zoom in. It's the brightest star in the sky. But you can zoom in on it and seeing changing shapes and doing all this different crazy shit. And they said the news even reported on it. They sent a telescope out there to go look at it. They said it's like 12 stars like closing in together type shit, and they changed it in and out of shape and shit like that. And they said the next day when they turned the telescope on, the motherfucking shit made a hexagon in the same shape of the telescope to let you know that they fucking see you type shit. Like, this motherfucker is intelligent and it's coming and it's closing in. That's why they made the movie Don't Look Up. Go out there and look up, y'all. That motherfucker's right there. On a clear day, you can see it clear on a clear day. A lot of people been seeing it. Like I said, I caught a couple videos. I'm gonna post one. But you can see it. If you zoom in, you see that motherfucker changing green, red, diamond circles and shit. And each day is getting brighter. And if something getting brighter, if you know anything about science, within in the air of something's something emitting light, the dimmer it is, I mean the further away it is. That's why most stars are kind of dim and shit like that. But if it's real close and it's like bright and flickering and shit, that ain't that motherfucker. If it's flickering, that means it's moving. And if it's bright, that means it's brighter and brighter. That means it's getting closer and closer. That's understanding dimensions and science. It's putting y'all on a little bit of game. But hey, I didn't want to make this video too long, y'all. Oh, my bad. I didn't want to make this video too long, y'all. I just wanted to drop this knowledge on y'all, because that shit was some deep shit, bro. And like, people need to be aware of it. You know what I mean? Go do a little bit of research. Just don't take my word. Go do a little bit of research and go look into this shit, because this shit's crazy. I was doing my research. This shit, I can't even go out here and look at shit to say. I'm looking at the police weird. Look at these politicians. I'm like, oh my fucking god, like this shit way deeper than I think. I thought y'all was fucked up, but y'all really fucked up. But hey, peace, family. Love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all view in. If y'all got anything y'all need to add in on the shit, or y'all think that I need to know about it, or we need to know about it, please comment. Please DM. I'll go live. We could talk about it. Because we need to know this shit. This shit's crazy, bro. Because I didn't know this. That's what I'm saying. I'm making this to get people in attention. Like, what the fuck? So, like I said, hit me up if you want to talk about it. Leave a comment. You know what I mean? If you thought it was crazy, you think other people didn't know, share this motherfucker. Whatever you need to do, type shit. Make your own video elaborating on it. I'll like that motherfucker. Because we need to know this shit, bro. So, peace, everyone. Love. Y'all have a good one.